Test 1 2, test 1 2.
Welcome. Welcome to Game 2 of the KCL doubleheader on this Saturday evening. The Ground Sloths versus the Prairie Flamingos are just now taking the field. I'm Taylor Hamler alongside my partner Oliver Arora.
Excited to be here, Taylor. Game 2 of this doubleheader. Beautiful day. We started it initially. It was kind of cloudy. There was potential that this game might have been canceled, but look at it now. It's a beautiful day. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, the last two KCL days we were supposed to have were canceled because of the weather, so I'm very glad today is pretty clear because Bloomington Normal has had some pretty severe storms.
Absolutely, and I know, Taylor, you being from the area, you've experienced it. I'm a little bit further north in the north suburbs of Chicago. That was kind of scary, all those tornadoes, so definitely appreciating the beautiful weather we have today.
Yeah, for sure, and we're going to go ahead and read the starting lineups. So for your Ground Sloths today, Joe Clark will be batting first and playing center field. After him will be Andrew Zimmerman, taking his talents to shortstop. Batting third will be Gavin Bailey and playing right field. After him will be Josh Bass. He'll be designated hitter tonight. In this fifth spot, Cameron Crawford will play first base. Andrew Wagner will play third base. Cade Ashby will be the catcher tonight. Braden Windy will bat eighth and play left field. Tanner Souter will be the ninth hitter and second baseman.
Flamingos already taken the field. They're about to get it ready for the first pitch, so really quickly we'll read out their defensive shape. In left field, it's Friedmansky. Nick Donnellan is in center. Braden Elliott is in right. At first base, it's Blake Willen. Second, it's Boston Katz. Shortstop leading off is Cole Yates.
First pitch and first hit of the game is flied out into right field and drops for a base hit. First pitch, first hit, first single for the leadoff man, Joe Clark.
Yeah, before we can even get started, Joe Clark already setting the tone. First pitch swinging, gets a pitch he can like early and laces one in center field. So Yates at short, that's where we left off at third. It's hitting third, Maddox Clawwitter, and behind the dish, it's Braden Barber.
Andrew Zimmerman now takes ball one. That one close to the ground there.
Clark 0 for 3 to start in those two games. Not that many at-bats, but definitely got to feel good to get your first hit of the season.
Liam Martin on the mound for the Prairie Flamingos, making his KCL debut. The right-handed pitcher attends Kankakee Community College. Second offering to Zimmerman is outside the zone for ball two. 2-0 count now.
Defense playing a little bit. At the corners, they're tight. Middle infield expecting the double play
Third
ball.
offering is in there for strike one. Both these teams have been very aggressive on the bases, with both teams having multiple stolen bases over these last few games. Look to see more of that tonight. This one is outside again for ball three. 3-1 count now.
Zimmerman's worked himself into a pretty friendly count there. Got a good strike to hit, but the other three offerings have been relatively far from the zone.
Martin tries to pick off Clark at first base, but he makes it back in time.
Second pickoff attempt already on Clark. Definitely a speedster. You can see the lead. A serious threat to steal some bases, like you said, Taylor.
Martin checks over again, sets, fires. Clark takes off the second, slides, and will get there in time as the throw from the catcher, Barber, is a little bit too slow. Joe Clark is now on second base, and the Ground Sloths already have a runner in scoring position with 0 out. The 3-2 offering. This one sliced at, and Martin gets his first K of the game, first out of the inning.
Yeah, big bounce back there from Liam Martin. Joe Clark. Talk about that speed. Got a great jump off the base and was in with no real throw to contest it. Barber did make a throw down, but just too late, so that was a big out.
Gavin Bailey up next for the Ground Sloths. Martin looks over at second, fires in. This one's in the zone for strike one. Martin glances over at second again. Once more. Now fires. This one is swung on and missed for strike two. Quickly an 0-2 count for Bailey.
Yeah, that fastball clocked at 84 miles an hour. Took a big cut at it. High pitch in the zone that he liked, but couldn't make contact.
Martin sets, fires. This one's fouled off. Gavin Bailey, 2 games played, 5 at-bats, 2 hits, and those hits are singles. He also has 3 stolen bases, so this is not a guy that you want on base if you're the Prairie Flamingos. Already with the stolen base, so 1-2 count now.
That's a pitch that Martin really wanted, a breaking ball that maybe clipped the zone, but doesn't get the strike 3 call.
The 1-2 offering is outside as Barber loses the handle of it, but quickly gathers it.
Clark definitely in the mind of Martin on the mound. Already took 1 look over. They're not holding him on, though, right now. Interesting to see, and now they do.
Martin fires, and Clark takes off the third, but this one's going to be fouled out. The count remains 2-2 for Gavin Bailey.
Yeah, we just talked about that speed. Clark got himself into a big lead there and took off, but pitch was spoiled away, and we'll do it again.
Martin sets, glances over at second, fires in. This one is just upstairs. Full count now for Martin as he tries to get his second K in a row. Glances over at second. 3-2 pitch is upstairs for ball 4. And Martin walks Gavin Bailey. And he will take his spot at first base as the Ground Sloths now have 2 runners on base with 1 out.
Great at-bat there. Fell behind in the count early on, Gavin Bailey. Took one that maybe could have been strike 3 and then battled his way all the way back, and it's a hard-fought walk right there.
The first offering to Josh Bass is outside and upstairs for ball 1. 2 players now for the Ground Sloths on base, like I said, that are very aggressive base runners. Keeps glancing over at Clark. He is very curious to see what's going on out there.
Batter timeout called there. No one's holding Clark on that entire duration. Martin just a continuous look over, and that also got in the mind of Josh Bass at the plate.
The first offering to Bass is flied out into left field. Friedmansky is underneath it for the second out.
Potentially battling the sun here. 7:10, so the sun is starting to set, and it does over in left field where Friedmansky will play in the field today. But no troubles there. Does a nice job. Doesn't have to roam too far away and records a big out number 2.
Next up for the Ground Sloths is Cameron Crawford, who's playing first base tonight for the Sloths. First pitch to him is outside, hitting the other batter's box for ball 1. Martin sets, glances over at second, again, fires. This one is right in there for strike one.
Yeah, Martin still looks in control. Obviously, the leadoff single to Clark and then the base on balls for Gavin Bailey, but firing in strikes, locating well.
Martin fires. This one's low as Crawford takes ball two. And there's going to be a meeting on the mound between Barber and Martin. It looks to be very short as he tries to end the top of the first, as the Ground Sloths have two runners on base, one in scoring position. Do not want the Ground Sloths to capitalize early in this game.
Absolutely. Crawford at the dish, always dangerous, 3 for 7 on the year early on.
The 2-1 pitch. This one sliced down the middle, right back into Martin's hand. He grabs it with his bare hand and tosses it over to Willen for the third out of the inning. And that will be the top of the first between the Ground Sloths and the Prairie Flamingos. Score is 0-0. We'll be back for the bottom of this first. Welcome back to more KCL baseball action on this lovely Saturday night. It's bottom of the second as Colin Burns, the right-handed pitcher, is standing on the mound to start this game for the Ground Sloths.
Yeah, Burns made one start for the Ground Sloths earlier this year, and it was a good one. Went 4 innings, faced 24 batters, 7 hits, 3 runs, but 7 strikeouts, the big number. Pitches to a lot of swings and misses.
Cole Yates for the Prairie Flamingos is up first as he takes ball 1, which is low. Cole Yates is 1 of 2 Prairie Flamingos that have homered early in the season. This one is outside for ball 2, 2-0 count quickly. Burns fires. This one lands right in the zone for strike 1.
That's a good 2-0 pitch there, right on the inside half. Not afraid to still work to try and place pitches like that.
The 2-1 pitch is just outside the zone for ball 3. Hitters count here. 3-1 offering. This one's grounded to second base. Second baseman gathers it, throws it to first for the first out of the inning. Sauter, the second baseman, with that play over to Crawford.
Yeah, it looks comfortable the whole way, Sauter, right in front of him, and just gloves and fires, makes the easy play, and nothing more than that.
Blaine Freemansky up next for the Prairie Flamingos as he takes strike one. Freemansky is also playing center field tonight as he slices at that one. It's fouled off behind. 0-2 count now.
Early on in this game, Colin Burns, he's making the hitters work at his tempo. 2 pitches there, coming in pretty fast, taking his time now with the new baseball, but he's working quick early on.
The 0-2 pitch. This one swung on and missed for strike 2, and Colin Burns gets his first strikeout of the early game.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. This is a team that strikes out a lot, and Burns 7 strikeouts in his KCL debut. Just a great fastball there in the outer half. 83 miles an hour forces the swing and miss for out number 2.
Maddox Clotter stands in the batter's box now. Burns' first offering. This one almost hits Clotter. Has to get out of the way for ball 1.
Yeah, it kind of looked like for a second that one caught a piece of Clawwater, but it'll just stay ahead in the count here.
1-0 pitch. This one is also almost clips him in the side for ball 2, kind of right in the same area as the previous pitch. This one is sliced right down the middle. The center fielder is gathering it, but that's a base hit for Maddox Clotter.
Yeah, 2-out knock from Maddox Clotter. Great swing there. Hitter's friendly count in 2-0 after seeing 2 fastballs inside. Sees another fastball, this time in the zone, and he's all over it to keep the inning alive.
Braden Barber, the catcher tonight, is up next for the Prairie Flamingos. Barber is off to a really good season. Has a .500 average early on. The first offering to Barber is right in there for strike 1. 2 outs, 1 runner on base for the Flamingos. This one's chopped down to left field, and Barber will get a base hit. And now the Flamingos have 2 runners on base, 1 runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
Great swing there by Braden Barber. 99 off the bat. Wagner over at first there had no chance of making a play. Just exactly the type of feeling you're looking for as a hitter.
Yeah, 99 off the bat is he got a hold of that one for sure. First offering to Braden Elliott is right in the zone for strike 1. Colin Burns glances over at second. Glances back, fires in. This one's grounded to third base, and the third baseman will step on the plate for the 3rd out of the inning. The bottom of the first action, the score remains 0-0. Early in the game, we'll be back for more action. Top of the second. In the second game, doubleheader, KCL baseball. Up for the Ground Sloths is Andrew Wagner.
Yeah, relatively long first inning. Both teams able to get 2 runners on base, but squandering opportunities. That's left us still where we started, 0-0.
First offering from Martin is in the zone for strike 1. Martin sets and fires. This one swung and missed for strike 2. Is very early there for Wagner.
That's a good way to put it, Taylor. That one was nowhere near the zone. A great slider with a lot of vertical movement. Completely fools Wagner.
0-2 pitch. This one's very high for ball 1. Had a lot of heat on that one, too, Oliver.
Yeah, Chase pitch that maybe went wrong there. 0-2. Why not just throw one away, see if he bites? That one just maybe a little too high and in.
1-2 pitch. This one sliced out again for strike 3, and Martin gets the second K of the game in the first out of the inning.
That final pitch, a lot like the 0-1 pitch that Wagner swung at. Breaking ball that initially looks like it might clip the zone. It completely dips. 2 great off-speed pitches early on by Liam Martin.
Cade Ashby up for the Ground Sloths, playing catcher tonight.
Still looking for his first hit of the season, Ashby.
The 0-1 pitch. This one is right in the zone for strike 2. 0-2 count now here. Quickly, 0-2 pitch. This one hits Ashby, kind of in the rib area, as Martin kind of just lost control of it right there.
On both sides, that one hurts. It hurts if you're Ashby because that one gets you 82 miles an hour right in the ribs. Can't be a good feeling, but if you're Liam Martin, you had him 0-2. Chase pitch there that just he loses control of and was up 0-2 in the count, and it's a free base.
Braden Windy, the left fielder tonight, is up next. First offering. This one paints the corner, but is in there for a ball. Braden Windy has not hit. As I say that, he grounds it to the shortstop. And the throw is not in there in time. Or Willen loses control of it. And Braden Windy gets his first hit of the season as Ashby takes second. And now the Ground Sloths have a runner in scoring position once more. It's just 1 out.
Tough one there. Yates does a good job coming in on it. Makes a throw over to first base in the area, and Willen just can't seem to make the pick. Gifting the Ground Sloths another runner here, and that was 2 on.
Martin's first offering to Sauter is high for ball 1.
Yeah, Sauter at the plate right now. Can do it both. Playing at second today, but listed as a pitcher as well.
Martin glances over at second. Does it again. Fires in. This one is just outside the zone for ball 2. Martin in the first inning was very curious of the base runners, and he is once more. Kind of keeping him on the edge of his feet. 2-0 pitch. This one is inside the zone for strike 1. 2-1 count now for Sauter. Martin glances over at second. Launches. This one is fouled down the first baseline. Count is now 2-2.
Early on in this contest, but a big opportunity for Sauter to drive in 2 runs here. Ducks on the pond. And with the lineup turning over, if he can get on base even, could smell some real danger.
Martin's 2-2 offering. This one is just outside for ball 3. Full count now for Souter with 2 runners on base. Just 1 out. This one's chopped at and swung and missed for Souter as Martin gets his 2nd strikeout of the inning, 3rd one of the game, and much needed there for the Ground Sloths, especially with 2 runners on base.
Commanding fastball there that just runs in. Great 3-2 pitch. Gets a big out number 2.
Joe Clark up next for the Ground Sloths as we are at the top of the order here early on.
Clark, an obvious speed threat. We saw it after a single in the first. If he can get back on base, can cause some even more trouble for the Flamingos.
Martin's 0-1 offering. This one's flat out into right field. The right fielder, Bailey, is underneath it for the 3rd out of the inning. That will be your top of the 2nd for this game. Bottom of the 2nd coming soon. We'll be right back. Welcome back for more KCL baseball action. Bottom of the 2nd inning coming your way as Boston Cats walks his way to the batter's box for the Prairie Flamingos.
Yeah, all 3 half innings so far. We've seen 2 runners left on base. So that's 6 total for the contest. Going to be tough to win baseball games if you're leaving runners on. So the Flamingos looking at A, get runners on base this inning, and then B, score them.
First offering to Boston Cats is low for ball 1. Boston Cats has struggled early in the season with the 111 average. Second offering to him is low once again for ball 2. Quickly, 2-0 count. Burns sets, fires. This one's fouled down, 3rd base line for the first strike.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier, Burns still working quickly. 3 pitches there to begin this inning in this at-bat. All coming pretty close to each other. Already set.
2-1 offering. This one is flat out into center field. Clark is underneath it for the Ground Sloths, and that will be the First out of the inning. First batter face, first out for the Ground Sloths.
Clark, maybe not the best jump on that ball. Came in initially before retreating backwards to make the play. No harm, no foul, but something to note there.
The designated hitter for tonight for the Ground Sloths is up next in Parker Eggenberger. This one is fouled behind for ball. The 1-0 offering from Burns. Fires in. This one's low for ball 2.
Maybe some initial confusion there. Looked like Eggenberger maybe you've gotten a piece on it, but just ran away from Bass behind the dish.
The 2-1, 2-0 pitch is swung and missed for Eggenberger. The count is now 2-1. This one hits Parker Eggenberger in the back, and Colin Burns will walk the second batter he faces in the top of the second.
Second hit by pitch of the game. First one issued by Burns. We thought initially that it may be the first offering hit Eggenberger. This time, though, that one definitely got a piece of him.
Blake Willen, the first baseman tonight, is up next for the Prairie Flamingos. First offering to him. This one is flied out. Foul ball. It's right on top of the dugout for the Prairie Flamingos. Souvenir for that kid over there. 0-1 count. One runner on base for the Flamingos. Martin gets the call, sets his feet, fires in. This one is chopped to center field. The center fielder, Clark, can't gather it. And Eggenberger is going to take third, and that will be a double for Blake Willen. Now 2 runners in scoring position for the Prairie Flamingos with just 1 out.
Just talked about it. Clark took an interesting route to the first fly out to start the inning. That one there got another bad jump, and this time can't keep it in front of him. Trickles past, and Windy had to throw that ball in, and now 2 runners in scoring position.
Burns glances over at second, but quickly turns back for the first offering. Swung and missed. Strike 1 for Donnellan. Nick Donnellan, the center fielder tonight. Burns glances over at second once again. Fires in. This one touches the ground for ball 1. 1-1-1 at the corn crib.
Infield playing in here for the Ground Sloths. Only the bottom of the second, but realize how vital this run may be.
This one's fouled behind for strike 2. One, 2 count now. As there was sun earlier in the earlier game, but I think it's beginning to get a little cloudier here as the sun is nearing set, and the pitch is behind the catcher, and the runner on third, Eggenberger, is safe at home. The wild pitch from Burns leads to the first run of the game as Eggenberger takes off from third.
Got a very generous bounce there for Bass, the catcher behind the dish. Almost kicked right back to him. Had an opportunity to throw Eggenberger out there at the plate, but the toss just sails a little bit high and makes the tag a little harder.
So Blake Willen will now be on third base for the Prairie Flamingos. The count remains 2-2 for Nick Donnellan. Just 1 out still in this top of the second. This one is again fouled off, staying alive is Nick Donnellan.
Continuing the at-bat, Donnellan, but doing so via a lot of foul balls. Taking a lot of cuts so far on this at-bat.
2-2 offering. Fouled off the right side. Once more.
Yeah, another foul ball for McDonald, and clearly working this at bat well. Waiting for a pitch that is truly his.
Colin shakes off the call, but accepts the next one. Sets and fires. This one's low for ball 3 as the count is now full for Donovan. Big pitch coming up here if you're Colin Burns. Trying to stack up these outs as you already given up 1 run. This one's low again for ball 4. And Burns is going to walk Nick Donovan as he takes first. And now you have runners on the corners for the Prairie Flamingos with just 1 out.
It's going to be tough to find many at-bats better than that one. Got himself into a 2-strike count, Donovan. Continued to just fight off foul balls. And then works his walk. Just a great at-bat from the 9-hitter.
Cole Yates. We're at the top of the order for the Prairie Flamingos here. On bottom of the second. This one is right in the zone for strike 1. Cole Yates 0 for 1 so far. Grounded out in the first inning. As Donovan takes over second base and is in there in time as the Prairie Flamingos stay aggressive on the bases.
Showing the speed there, Donovan. Wow. Stole before Burns could even come home.
Burns fires. This one's in there for strike 2.
Intention maybe to bring Willen home if they threw to second. Willen stayed put at third, and they did throw to second, but the speed showing there. Able to slide in safely, beat the tag.
Grounded into left field. It's going to pass the shortstop, and 1 run will score for the Prairie Flamingos. Second run of the inning, Blake Willen steps on home plate. And there's still just 1 out, and runners on the corners once more for the Prairie Flamingos.
Mentioned at the start of the inning the importance of bringing runners in. 4 straight Flamingos batters reach base. Got the first run home via a pass ball. Maybe not their doing, but the leadoff hitter, Cole Yates, does his job. Hard hit single.
Freemansky up next. His first offering to him is swung on and missed for strike 1. Freemansky struck out in his first at bat as Burns checks at first, but the runner, Cole Yates, is safe in time. Burns sets. This one is in there for strike 2. 0-2 count quickly. Burns looking to stack up these outs as damage has already been done for the Prairie Flamingos. And still runners in scoring position. This one low, and Cole Yates is taken off to second, and he's going to make it in time due to the poor pitch in bad handling by the catcher, Ashby. Count is 1-2. This one's fouled behind. Now 2 runners in scoring position once more for the Prairie Flamingos. And 2 runners that are very aggressive on the bases. Very speedy. Enemy's territory for Colin Burns here as he glances over at Yates at second. Fires. This one is strike 3 as it just hits the corner of the zone. Perfect placement there by Colin Burns as he catches Freemansky looking.
Hanging off-speed pitch that just completely fools Freemansky. Great 1-2 from Burns to maybe settle in and get a big second out.
Maddox Clotter up next for the Prairie Flamingos as this one almost hits Clotter.
Goes behind him. Hit by pitch. Started this rally for the Flamingos. Would not have been optimal if Burns hit another batter. Gotta locate better.
This one is inside and almost hits him again for ball 2. Burns is gotta gain his composure back as he's lost it early in this game. The ball is once more outside the zone for ball 3. 3-0 count now. You gotta think Clotter has a green light here. This one in the zone for the first strike. Burns just looking to get out of this inning. Once again, 2 runs have already scored for the Prairie Flamingos. The 3-1 offering. This one's grounded to third base. He gathers it well, tosses it over to first for the 3rd out of the inning. But not before the Prairie Flamingos score 2. The score is now 2-0. Prairie Flamingos will be back for the bottom of the 3rd. Top of the 3rd, KCL baseball here. Liam Martin still on the bump for the Prairie Flamingos as the Flamingos took their first lead and first runs of the game. The bottom of the 2nd. And lead 2-0 now as Andrew Zimmerman is up first for the Ground Sloths. The first offering to him is fouled behind for strike 1. Zimmerman struck out in the first inning. Looking to find the ball better here.
Yeah, Ground Sloths left 4 runners on base in their 2 trips to the plate. Not optimal. Need a better showing here with the runners in scoring position.
Martin fires. This one's outside for ball 1. 1-1 count. Martin shakes off the offering. Sets. Fires. Upstairs for ball 2. Zimmerman was very aggressive at his last at bat. Interested to see if he is the same, considering he struck out. Seen the ball well here, though, as that pitch is outside for ball 3. 3-1 count now for Zimmerman. The offering. Outside for ball 4. And Liam Martin's first at bat against is a walk for the Prairie Flamingos as Zimmerman takes first base.
Disciplined approach there to lead off the inning for the Ground Sloths. Zimmerman sees 5 pitches, 4 of them balls, and they have a leadoff man on.
Liam glances over at Zimmerman. Sets. Launches. This one's grounded to second. Gets past the second baseman. Right fielder's underneath it. But that will be a base hit for Gavin Bailey. As now 1 runner is in scoring position for the Ground Sloths with 0 outs.
Boston Cats there at second. Almost cheating towards the second base bag, trying to turn 2. And Bailey finds the hole in between first and second. Cats can't make a play, and so now, for the 3rd time, Taylor, Ground Sloths have 2 men aboard in an inning.
Liam cautious of the runner at second. First offering to Bass. Flies out into center field. The center fielder, Donald, is underneath it and will gather it, but the runner on second will take off to third. And the runner on first will take off to second, but they didn't get in time. So the double play for the Prairie Flamingos, as Gavin Bailey doesn't make it to second in time.
Aggressive base running, not always the best thing there. Bailey almost trying to do too much. Great job by Yates to read the situation there and fire it to second quickly to get the out, but for the Ground Sloths, that's an avoidable second out.
First offering to Crawford is low for ball 1. Second time Josh Bass is flat out in center field. The 1-0 offering. Flat out into right field. The right fielder, or the second baseman, is underneath it. Boston Cats for the 3rd out of the inning. And that will be the top of the 3rd. Score remains 2-0, Prairie Flamingos. We'll be back for more KCL baseball action. Bottom of the 3rd action. KCL baseball. More coming your way as there's a new pitcher on the bump for the Ground Sloths, and Ryan Elke, the left-handed pitcher. He attends Kirkwood Community College and is from Rockridge, Illinois, making his first appearance on the mound for the Ground Sloths as he faces Braden Barber. He sets, launches upstairs for ball one. Braden Barber had a base hit in the first inning, looking to keep the pace here and increase the lead. The 1-0 pitch fouled behind.
Ryan Elke maybe coming into this contest a little bit earlier than the Ground Sloths would have liked, but that means the end of Colin Burns' day. 2 innings pitched, 2 runs on 4 hits.
1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Braden Barber, from what I've seen in the last few games in this early season, has been very aggressive hitter for the Flamingos. The 1-2 pitch is outside the zone for ball 2. Elke sets, launches. This one's outside the zone for ball 3, and quickly we have a full count for Elke facing Barber in his first outing tonight. The 3-2 pitch. This one's low, and Elke walks the first batter he faces as Barber takes his place at first.
Barber down in that bat, 1-2. Gets 3 straight balls, does a good job there. Not chasing anything he didn't need to, and is aboard as the leadoff man.
Yeah, the Prairie Flamingos seeing the ball very well early in this game. Not taking any bait from these pitchers. First offering, Elliott is fouled behind for strike 1.
From both these teams, just working the counts well. Nearing an hour of game time here. We're only in the bottom of the third, just getting underway. So both sides in each half inning doing a good job working counts.
Popped up into left center field. Center fielder, Donalyn Clark is underneath it, for the first out of the inning. As Barber jogs his way back to first.
Yeah, in that big second inning, where the Flamingos plated 2 runs. Clark had a part in that, had some trouble fielding one of the singles at him, but that time got a great jump and makes out number 1.
Boston Cats up next for the Prairie Flamingos as Elke glances over at first. Tries to pick off Barber. But Barber is safe in time. Barber only has 1 stolen base so far this season.
Going to be tougher as well on a big lefty.
First offering touches the ground, but Barber's taken off to second. He'll easily be able to get there safely as that pitch I think Elke just kind of lost control right there for first offering to Cats, as that was pretty wild pitch.
Just spiked into the dirt. Nothing Ashby can do about it as he gets away from him. Rolls all the way to the backstop, and so Barber now in scoring position.
This one's outside for ball 2. 2-0 count now as Flamingos once more have a runner 180 feet away from scoring the 3rd run. As Elke has to reset here. Very curious over there at second base. And Barber. This one is in the zone for strike 1. First strike for Boston Cats here. 2-1 count. Elke sets. Glances over at second once again. 2-1 pitch. Low for ball 3.
Elke, not the start maybe he was looking for. Currently a 3-1 count. Walked Barber after a long at-bat. So working his pitch count up early.
Hitters count now here for Boston Cats. And Barber's taking off the third. It is not going to get there in time. The throw is just short for Ashby as Barber gets his second stolen base of the season. Very aggressive there by Barber.
Great slide.
Count remains 3-2. This one's fouled behind.
Going back to Barber there. Throw beat him. Ashby made a nice throw over to third, and Wagner is ready, but a great slide by the catcher to put him 90 feet now.
Full count pitch. Fouled down the third base line. Right to the Prairie Flamingos manager as he tosses it right back to Elke. Just one out still in this inning. Top of the third here. Elke sets and fires. This is once more fouled down the third base line. Elke trying to get his first strikeout of the evening. Already let off a walk. And that runner is now on third base. This one's low, and Elke walks his second man of the evening. And now runners are once again on the corners for the Prairie Flamingos.
The two runners, great at-bats, Taylor. Full count walks that they worked really hard to get that one to go their way, taking pitches that were close, fouling pitches off that they needed to. And so, as a result, Elke working his pitch count up early, and they've run to the corners, the Flamingos.
Elke's first offering fouled behind. Eggenberger was hit by the pitch in his first outing in the second inning, and was one of the two guys for the Prairie Flamingos scoring. Elke glances over at first. Second offering is upstairs for ball 1. Elke glancing over at first base in Boston Cats. 0 stolen bases so far this season. 1-1 pitch. Low again, and Cass takes off to second, and he's going to get there in time as Ashby can't gather it.
Yeah, Ashby just can't glove that one. Allows Cats to get that first stolen base of the year. Ashby lucky that it didn't kick all the way back to the backstop, because that would have scored Barber, but still can't really keep it in front of him as it gets too far away.
2-1 offering is low once again, and Ashby struggles to gather it again. Doesn't get past him this time. The count is 3-1, and there's going to be a visit on the mound here, as there's 2 runners in scoring position for the Prairie Flamingos with just 1 out. Do not want to load the bases here with this 3-1 count if you're Elke, especially in the first inning of his start.
Absolutely, and if he does walk Eggenberger here, it brings up Blake Willen, who had that single in the center that got away from Joe Clark earlier. Hit it hard, so.
The 3-1 pitch is upstairs for Elke as Eggenberger is going to jog his way over to first base. And the bases are loaded for the first time this evening for the Prairie Flamingos, for either team. And there will be a visit between the infielders. There will be actually a visit between the manager and the pitcher, as we could be seeking a pitching change for the Ground Sloths. Top of the third. We'll be back shortly. All right, after the visit between the manager and the pitcher Elke, after the rough start, we are back. Once again, the bases are loaded with just one out as Blake Willen is up next for the Prairie Flamingos. And like you said, Oliver, not someone you want at the batter's box if you're the Ground Sloths.
Absolutely. In jeopardy of breaking this game open, if you're Ryan Elke, 3 walks in this inning, rather, might come back to bite him right here.
First offering to Willen is sliced at and gets behind Ashby once more. And Barber is going to score for the Prairie Flamingos, and the score is now 3-0 as another pitch gets behind the catcher, Ashby.
It's another wild one there from Elke, and he's really struggling this inning. Unforced errors that have really come back to hurt him and the Ground Sloths. Inning's not done yet, though.
The 0-1 offering paints the corner for strike 2. If you're Elke here, you got to get out as fast as possible. Do not want any more runs piling up for the Prairie Flamingos. Already off to a hot start, 3-0. The 0-2 pitch swung on and missed for Blake Willen as Elke gets a much-needed K in second out of the inning. A little boost in momentum here for Elke and confidence.
Absolutely. He needed that strikeout, not only because it's the second out of the inning, but 3 walks can really get to you if you're a pitcher.
Darnellin is up next for the Prairie Flamingos. Walked in the second. Seen the ball well, as a lot of these Prairie Flamingos are as well. First offering is in the zone for strike 1. Elke fires. Grounded right back to Elke, and he's going to gather and throw it for an easy out to first. And that will be the bottom of the bottom of the third. We'll be back with more action coming your way. Top of the fourth. Score is 3-0 Prairie Flamingos. New pitcher on the mound for the Prairie Flamingos, and Heath Hornkey, the right-handed pitcher, as he faces the first batter, Andrew Wagner, who struck out in his first outing. Heath Hornkey also is working concession stands here for the Corn Belters games. First offering is upstairs high for ball 1.
About as versatile as it gets. Pitching for the Flamingos, but also serving the lovely fans at the Corn Crib. What more could you ask for?
1-0 offering. Flied out into center field. The center fielder, Donnellan, is underneath it. Excuse me. The left fielder, Freemansky, is underneath it for the first out.
Gotta love that. If you're Hornkey, threw 2 pitches and already has 1 out. Looking for more of the same to continue the inning.
Next for the Ground Sloths is Cade Ashby. Cade Ashby was hit by a pitch in the second inning for the Ground Sloths. The first offering, Ashby swung and missed for strike 1. Ashby, the catcher tonight. Struggling to gather some balls here early in the game. This one's fouled behind. For strike 2, quickly the count is 0-2 for Hornkey.
Hornkey did well in his first appearance with the Flamingos. 2 innings and 1 run, 5 strikeouts.
This is a guy that you can rely on for the Prairie Flamingos throughout the season. Very consistent, very accurate. That one is just upstairs for ball 1.
Off-speed pitch that tried to clip the top of the zone, but not enough break. Good take by Ashby.
Hornkey sets. Fires. Grounded into the shortstop. Yates is underneath it. Quickly throws it over to Willen for the second out of the inning. Quickly 2 out now for the Prairie Flamingos. Good start if you're Heath Hornkey.
Absolutely that. Making quick work of this Ground Sloths lineup early on.
Braden Windy is up next for the Ground Sloths. Singled in the second inning, excuse me. First offering to him is low for ball 1. Hornkey sets. 1-0 pitch. It's right in the zone for strike 1. Two out here. Nobody is on base for the Ground Sloths. The 1-1 pitch just upstairs for ball 2. 2-1 count now.
Yeah, this could be a big out if Hornkey can dial it in and go 1-2-3 here. Get the Flamingos back up to the plate. They've been seeing the ball well as of recent.
2-1 pitch. Swung and missed for Braden Windy. We got deuces in the Corn Crib. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs for the Prairie Flamingos as they look to maintain this 3-0 lead. The 2-2 pitch from Hornkey. Swung and missed. And Hornkey goes 1-2-3 for the Prairie Flamingos. Score remains 3-0. Bottom of the 4th. Action coming your way. More KCL baseball action, bottom of the fifth, bottom of the fourth. And Oliver Arora will be taking over for the rest of the game.
Thank you, Taylor. So, bottom of the fourth, welcome you back into the corn crib. 3-0, the Prairie Flamingos lead, and the lineup flips over for Cole Yates. It's the first offering to Yates, misses away for ball one. Singled in the second, Yates for the Flamingos. Here's the next offering. Flied into right field, coming in on his Bailey. Reaching for the warning track, and he can't make the play. It skips past him. A big turn from Yates at second, pushing there, and he'll slide in safely. Leadoff double for Cole Yates in the bottom of the fourth. And the Flamingos starting early. Only 70 miles off the bat, but just falls in there. Enough as Bailey can't come in and make the play. So due up next is Blaine Friedmansky. Friedmansky, not the start he's looking for tonight. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Still yet to record a hit in the KCL. Elke takes a look over at second, but comes home. Here it is. Grounded sharply towards short. What a play by Zimmerman. On his feet, fires to first in time. What a play by Andrew Zimmerman. Blaine Friedmansky almost stops running there. Thought that there was going to be no chance that Zimmerman could make the play, but he clubs and fires over in time for out number one. Yates moves over to third as a result. And so now Maddox Clawwater has an opportunity to bring a run home. 90 feet away. Here's the first pitch. Skips into the dirt, but Ashby does a good job blocking it and hold Yates at bay. Clawwater singled in the first inning and then grounded to third to close the second. Sporting a dark blue helmet. Don't see that very often. As he steps back into the box. And Elke does the same on the bump. Infield playing in for the Ground Sloths. Elke set from the belt. Here's the 1-0. Fastball misses low and inside. Clawwater gets ahead in the count. 2-0. Elke set again. 2-0. Another pitch misses downstairs. Breaking ball that Ashby keeps in front of him, and so it's a hitter-friendly 3-0 count to Maddox Clawwater. Bottom of the fourth. 3-0 the Flamingos lead. A runner on third, 1 out. Here's the 3-0. Called strike on the outside half. Fastball clips the zone to make it 3-1. Elke set again. 3-1. Lined into deep right field. Bailey trots back, and he'll camp under it to make the catch. Yates tags home. Here's the throw to the plate. Not in time. Yates is upstanding. It's a sacrifice fly, and the Flamingos tack on another run. It's 4-0. Base is now empty. Following the sac fly, and Braden Barber will be the next to take his cuts with 2 down now. Barber singled in the first and then reached on a good walk. Long at bat last time out that came against Elke. Now in the windup. Here's the pitch. Another one misses low for ball one. 8:17 local time. Sun finally starting to give way here at the corn crib. As Elke set again. Here he comes from the windup once more. Barber takes a fastball inside, 1-1. Almost cotton candy skies here in Normal, Illinois. Beautiful day following some rough weather these past few days. Had back-to-back games at the Corn Crib canceled for the KCL on Wednesday and Thursday following tornado warnings. 1-1 misses away. Barber jumps back ahead in the count 2-1. Coming into this game, 2 for 4 with the triple Barber. Adding to that total, he's off to a hot start in this early KCL season. 2-1 to Barber. He'll take another pitch that misses low, and 3-1's the count now to the catcher. Elke 3 walks in the third inning that plated a run for the Flamingos. Here's the 3-1. Misses away. Barber hustles. That one gets past Ashby, who's still taking a look, and Barber rounds first, but will eventually retreat back to the base. So back-to-back walks for Braden Barber, and it's a walk that comes with 2 outs. Fourth walk of the outing for Ryan Elke. So with 2 down now in the bottom of the fourth, Braden Elliott, the 5-hitter, is next. Holds the bat high in the stance to the right-hander as he'll foul one right back into the screen to make it 0-1. 0 for 2. Fielder's choice that ended the first inning to third, and then a fly out to center in the eighth. Fly out to center in the third, excuse me. Elke takes a look over at first base. Here's the 0-1. That one skips way away from Ashby near the third base dugout. Barber reaches second safely, tries his luck maybe before returning back to second. Thought about going to third, but on the pass ball, Barber collects another stolen base, his second of the game, and another runner in scoring position for the Flamingos. 4-0 the score here in Normal. Flamingos lead. Trying to tack on some more. Braden Elliott's ready in the box. So is Elke. Here's the pitch. Elliott hits one hard to third base. Wagner keeps it in front of him. Fires a missile over to first base in time for out number 3. Elliott's not too happy about it, but Wagner keeps it in front of him. Not before the Flamingos grab one more. 1 run on 1 hit there and a walk. We head to the top of the 5th. Flamingos lead 4-0. Nine, 1, and 2 due up in the top of the 5th for the Ground Sloths. 4-0 they trail to the Prairie Flamingos. Heath Hornkey still out there. Went 1-2-3 in the 4th. A commanding start. Takes the ball for another inning. Here's his first pitch. Breaking ball clips the zone on the outer half for strike one. First batter, Hornke faces of the inning is Mason Sauter. Struck out his first trip to the plate in the second. Next pitch to him. Another one on the outer half that paints the corner. Fastball at 78. As Hornke moves ahead 0-2. Sauter taps the plate twice. He's ready for the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and lined back at Hornke. Keeps it in front of him. Fires over to first base in time. Field your position. Heath Hornke gets out number one in the top of the fifth. Caught him at 77 miles an hour. Hornke a little shaken up by it. Still off the mound. Just stretching it out. But next man that he'll have to face is the top of the order, Joe Clark. Next man up. Singled in the first and then flew out to close the second inning. First pitch hit sharply down the right field line, but that'll end up foul into the Flamingos bullpen. Someone up for the Flamingos, not getting loose yet though. On the flip side, the Ground Sloths have a man throwing over there. 0-1, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Clark. Clark takes a fastball upstairs to level the count at 1-1. Got some hot pink batting gloves, Joe Clark. Couple that with the dark red bat. Keeps it right next to his hands. Here it is. He'll take a big cut and miss to fall behind 1-2. Keeps it close to his head, rather, I should say. The 1-2 pitch got away from Barber, and he'll bring it all the way back to Hornke, and we'll talk some strategy before this 1-2 pitch. Defensive alignment for the Flamingos unchanged, playing straight up. Middle infielders pushed back on the edge of the turf dirt. Clawwater at third base, playing a little bit in. Anticipating the speed of Joe Clark potentially. 1-2, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Clark. Breaking ball, called strike three. 71 miles an hour, the off-speed pitch. Gets the top of the zone, and Joe Clark is retired on strikes for the first time tonight. There's two down in the top of the fifth. Fifth strikeout tonight for the Flamingos pitching staff. Martin had 3. And that's Hornke's second. So now with 2 down in the top of the fifth, Andrew Zimmerman is tasked with leading a 2-out rally as Zimmerman takes a first pitch fastball upstairs for ball 1. Struck out swinging his first trip to the plate way back in the first and then walked his second trip in the third. Hornke from the belt takes a look now at the plate, but he'll step off and want some more signs. Zimmerman resets his approach now. As the bat stays beneath his shoulder, now comes at the shoulder. Hornke set. Here's the pitch. Cut on and missed by Zimmerman. 1-1. Lights have come on in the corn crib. 8:26 local time as the sun is finally giving way now. 1-1. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch outside as Zimmerman falls behind 1-2. Game 2 of this doubleheader in the KCL as baseball's finally returned back to normal Illinois. Blue Caps took down the Bobcats 10-0 earlier via mercy roll. As Zimmerman chases the slider away, another strikeout for Heath Hornke. Another 1-2-3 inning as well. 3 strikeouts in 2 innings. It's all Heath Hornke and the Flamingos. They lead 4-0. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Flamingos return to the plate up 4-0 here as we get set for the bottom of the fifth. Ryan Elke's day, the left-hander, is done. Went 2 innings, gave up 2 runs on 1 hit, but 4 walks. So to relieve him, Austin White digs in, or rather steps on the mound, as from the windup, his first pitch to Boston Katz misses upstairs. 85 miles an hour, the fastball. So Katz, the batter, next in the 6th hole today. Flew out to center and walked his 2 plate appearances as next offering misses away. First pitch strike, rather, it's 1-1. Next offering to Katz is fouled straight back as White gets ahead of the count. It's 1-2. So there's some more KCL action returns tomorrow after tonight, but before we get there, the 1-2 to Katz misses low. 2-2. Mentioned earlier, some weather forced the canceling of KCL games on Wednesday and Thursday, but back for the weekend. 2-2 to Katz. Check swing. Did he go? No, says field umpire Mike Weiss. And so Katz checks his swing, and it's a 3-2 count to the leadoff hitter. Katz 1 for 9 on the season, 4 strikeouts, as he'll take a fastball that can't catch the zone on the outer half. It's a base on ball for Boston Katz, and the leadoff man's aboard. 2 walks for Boston Katz tonight. A lot of walks for this Flamingos side. Nobody out in the bottom of this 5th. 1 man on as Parker Eggenberger takes a fastball away for ball 1. Eggenberger reached base in both his plate appearances via hit by pitch and walk. High set 1-0 from Wyke. Sliced foul into the seats down the right field line. We'll do it again at 1-1. Wyke takes a look over. 2 looks over at first base at Katz. High set, and he'll throw it over there. And that one's in time. Austin Wyke picks off the runner at first and Boston Katz. And so after walking the first batter of the inning, that's 1 down. Gets it back. Base is now empty for Eggenberger. And Wyke will deliver from the windup on the ensuing pitch. 1-1, 1 out now to Eggenberger from the windup. Here's the kick from Wyke. Swung on and missed. Slider that trails away. 1-2's the count. Righty on righty matchup. Eggenberger digs in high hands. Here's the 1-2. Inside, called strike 3. Off-speed pitch catches the inside half, and so 2 up, 2 down for the Ground Sloths. That breaking ball at 73 miles an hour had 12 inches of horizontal break. So 2 down. Blake Willen is the batter. 1 for 2 as Wyke's first pitch. Off speed, called strike that catches the zone. Scored on a wild pitch his first trip to the plate, Willen. He'll fall behind 0-2 as Willen takes a breaking pitch again in the zone. 0-2, 2 outs. Here's Wyke. Fastball high. Can't catch the zone. 1-2 now. Defense for the Ground Sloths playing straight up. Wyke working quickly. 1-2. Swung on and fouled back onto the concourse down the right field side as Willen stays alive. Still yet to record a hit Rather, that's Eggenberger. Willen calls time, step out again. Third hit of the season he recorded. 3 for 9, hitting .333 to start the KCL. 1-2, 2 outs. Here it is. Slider can't catch the zone. Misses low and away. 2-2. First two batters of the bottom of the fifth have been retired via the pickoff and strikeout looking. 2-2. Breaking pitch. Ground Sloths thought they had it in unison almost. Made their move back to the dugout, but the off-speed pitch can't find the zone, and it's a full count with 2 outs to Blake Willen. Wyke, here's the pitch. Upstairs, Willen works a nice at-bat there to fight back for a 2-out walk. Seven walks for the Flamingos tonight. One of them, Nick Donnellan, who digs in now, the 9-hitter, walked and stole a base in the second and will come around to score. But the first pitch he sees, he'll take a big cut at and miss to fall behind 0-1. Wyke takes a look over at first base. Another one before he'll come set. Head high, here it is. Called strike, breaking pitch on the inside corner, and Nick Donnellan falls behind 0-2. Runner on first, 2 outs, top of the fifth. 4-0 the Flamingos lead. Here's Wyke's pitch. Donnellan thought about a swing there, off-speed pitch that falls into the dirt, but he'll check it. 1-2's the count now. Wyke standing on the first base side of the rubber. Clearly interested in Willen. Took a couple looks over, but comes home. The 1-2 is high. 2-2 now with 2 outs in the inning. One more look over from Wyke at first base. He's set. Donnellan's ready. Here's the pitch. 2-2 called. Strike 3. Breaking ball hangs into the zone. And so 2 strikeouts in the inning. Get Austin Wyke out of it. 4-0. The Ground Sloths trail. They're up to bat next in the top of the 6th. Welcome back into the top of the 6th. No reason to replace Heath Hornkeef for the Flamingos. Faced the minimum, 3 of them, which were strikeouts. As he gets set for his 3rd inning of work, and the first batter to do so is Gavin Bailey. Reached base on both his plate appearances, 1 for 1 with that single in the 3rd, but then was caught trying to stretch a tag-up opportunity at second. First pitch to Gavin Bailey is a fastball in the outer half for strike 1. Hornke's next pitch swung on and spoiled away foul, and Bailey falls behind 0-2. Hornke, the right-hander, looking for a sign, gets set, ready to deliver against Bailey. Bailey, the left-hander. Here's the 0-2. Breaking pitch that can't find the zone. A little backdoor breaking ball. Just away. And so Hornkuhl has to do it again. Shakes initially, but chest high set. Here's the 1-2. Bailey spoils another pitch. We'll do it again at 1-2. Couple of the Corn Belters faithful, or rather KCL faithful, still here at the Corn Crib. 1-2 to count now to lead things off in the top of the 6th. Here's the pitch to Bailey. Off speed away. We'll do it again at 2-2. In a different sport, Spurs currently up 40-32 on the Knicks in Game 5. Led by as much as 16. Knicks trying to claw back at that deficit. 2-2. Breaking pitch that finds the zone for strike 3. A 4th strikeout for Heath Hornke. He's locked in here in Normal. That's 1 down in the top of the 6th. Following the leadoff strikeout, Josh Bass, the DH, is ready now. Another lefty who's got a bright blue helmet. 0-0. Off speed finds the zone for strike 1. No hits today. Flew out to both corners, Bass. 0-1. Breaking ball can't find the zone, misses on the inside half. Only 2 hits today for the Ground Sloths. 1-1. Bailey hits a high pop-up foul onto the concourse. He falls behind 1-2. 2 hits today, coming from Joe Clark to lead the game off, and then the other one from Gavin Bailey. But this time, Josh Bass swings and misses. Throw over to first from Barbers in time on the drop third. Back-to-back strikeouts start the inning for Heath Hornke. That's 4 in a row. Absolutely dealing in his second appearance in the KCL. Got to face one more batter, though, this inning. And it's Cameron Crawford, 0 for 2 on the evening. Big right-hander in the batter's box. 0-0 to Crawford. Crawford takes a slider away to get ahead 1-0. Rest the bat in his shoulder. Here's the 1-0. Fouled off into the seats. We'll do it again at 1-1. 4-0 the Flamingos lead in the top of the 6th. Ground Sloths at bat. It's 1-1 the count with 2 outs. Here's the next offering to Cameron Crawford. Chopped up into second base. Cat's gloves. No rush at all as he'll make the play. Flamingos 3 outs from their second win of the season. They're due up, though, in the bottom of the 6th before we get there. It'll be the top of the order next when we return. getting set for the bottom of the 6th. 1-2-3 due up for this Flamingos lineup. Currently leading 4-0. 4 runs good enough, as the story today's Prairie Flamingos pitching staff has been lights out. Shutout ball through 6. Only 2 runs surrendered. Heath Hornke's coming in relief last 3 innings and faced the minimum. 5 strikeouts in 9 batters. Before he gets an opportunity to maybe close the game in the 7th, Cole Yates for the Flamingos is up in the bottom of the 6th. 2 for 3 tonight. Scored on a double in the 2nd. Here's the 0-0 to Yates. Takes inside to get ahead 1-0. Austin White still out there on the bump for the Ground Sloths. From the windup, here's the 1-0. Cut and miss by Cole Yates, 1-1. Officially dark here, safe to say, in the corn crib. 8:45 local time. 1-1 to Yates. Lines one back up the middle, and that'll get down. Clark gloves it on the hop and fires it in, but it's a leadoff single for Cole Yates, a 3-hit day for the leadoff shortstop, and he's aboard. That one only 73 off the bat, but loops into center field in front of Clark. Leadoff man aboard. White takes a couple looks over before delivering to Freemanski at the plate. And Freemanski watches one go by for strike 1. Fastball in the outside half. Look over from White. The man at first base is Yates. Here's the pitch, though. Fouled back onto the roof of the corn crib. And quickly, White's worked ahead of Freemanski 0-2. 0 for 3 on the day. The left fielder. Before the pitch, though, throw back. Yates had some trouble over there at first, stumbled back, but dives back in time. Draws another look from White. Comes home, 0-2. Fastball can't clip the zone, misses on the outside corner. 1-2's the count. Small lead from Yates over at first base. Still drawing looks from White. Here's the pitch. Flied into shallow foul territory. Crawford's underneath it on first, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Pop-up into foul territory is enough for Crawford. 1 down now in the bottom of the 6th. That'll draw Maddox Clawwater up to the plate, or rather a pinch hitter, Adrian Arzola. The left-hander steps into the box. First pitch swinging, slices one foul down the left field line. That means Maddox Clawwater's day is done. Went 1 for 2 with the sacrifice fly in the 4th inning, as Arzola keeps the bat on his shoulder. Here's the 0-1. Takes one at his feet. Ashby keeps it in front of him. Holds Yates over at first base for the time being. In case you were wondering, halftime at that Spurs game, 42-37. White, here's the pitch. Same spot, Arzola slices one foul down the left field line. He falls behind 1-2. Arzola, rather. Rocks number 5. Dark blue bat with some light green cleats. Not exactly neon, but light green. Here's the 1-2. Caught out ungrounded towards Crawford at first base. They get the first out at second, but Zimmerman will just eat the throw. So it's a fielder's choice, and now 2 down in the top of this, or rather the bottom of the 6th. Cole Yates is retired and trots back to the dugout. That means with 2 down in the bottom of the 6th, Braden Barber is next up. Still 1 for 1, back-to-back walks, and stolen 2 bases tonight. All that at catcher. White takes one more look over at first base and throws over, and that one skips away from Crawford. Arzola does take off after an initial delay with some speed in the second standing. Runner in score position now for the Flamingos with 2 down. White taking a couple looks over at base runners tonight. Picked off Katz in the 5th. No luck there as it skips away. Still taking a look over at second base at Arzola. Comes home to 0-0. Barber's first offering. He takes high, 1 out. Another look from White. Arzola's lead's not too big, the 1-0 though. Skips away and gets past Ashby. He'll jog back to the backstop and collect it. Not before Arzola moves 90 feet away with 2 down. Unforced errors from the Ground Sloths been the story tonight. 2 more examples of it there. Pickoff attempt at first base. Arzola gets away from Crawford, moves up to second, and then on a passed ball, moves up to third. Now 90 feet away with 2 down. 2-0 to Barber. Swing and a miss on a fastball outside. 1-2 or 2-1 the count now. Head high set from White. Here's the pitch. Fastball upstairs that gets a chase out of Barber. And White has brought the count level. It's 2-2. 4-0 the Flamingos lead in the bottom of the 6th. Before the 2-2 offering to Barber, the catcher will call time. Digs back in now, though. Taps the plate once. Goes through his routine. Now set. So is White. They're ready. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and sliced foul into the seats. We'll do it again. Barber plays his baseball at Southwest Illinois College. Catching today, can also pitch, listed as a right-handed pitcher. 2-2. Swung on a miss, strike 3. White gets out of the jam. It's 4-0, the Flamingos lead. 3 outs away from their second victory of the season. We'll be back for the 7th inning. Ground Sloths down to their final 3 outs of the evening. And so to try and shut the door with the Flamingos up 4-0, new pitcher Miles Hammond aims to close this game out. First chance comes against Andrew Wagner, who whiffs at a slider away to fall behind 0-1. Means the end of Heath Hornkey's day, and what a performance he had. 3 innings, 5 strikeouts, faced the minimum amount of batters 3 perfect innings. 0-1. Swung on into the hole in the left side, and a diving claw witter can't make the play. Leadoff man and Andrew Wagner is aboard to start the 7th. Only the 3rd hit tonight for the Ground Sloths. Comes in a big moment, though, down 4-0. Until the middle infield shifts towards the bag for the double play ball. Do so against Kate Ashby, who swings and misses at a first pitch strike. Ashby 0 for 1 today. Was hit by pitch in the 2nd. Hammond looks over at first base. Big lead from Wagner. Draws a throw over. Wagner gets back in time, though. Hammond on the third base side of the rubber. Here's the 0-1. Flied foul into the seats. 0-2, Ashby falls behind. One of only 2 Ground Sloths batters today not to fall to the strikeout. Ashby finds himself 0-2, but before he can get a pitch, Wagner's checked on once more. Hammond takes another look, but the 0-2 comes home. Here it is. Runner goes in Wagner. Not a ball, or rather a ball. And Wagner jumps in there safely. It's a stolen base. Clear up some confusion. That pitch was a ball, not a strike. As Wagner dives in safely. He'll take a deep leadoff at second base. Brings Yates over, but returns to his original position. As a hard-hit foul ball goes onto the pavilion over there in right field. Ashby stays alive at 1-2. Takes away the double play ball, the steal from Wagner. 1-2. Swung on foul. Another foul ball will do it again. Katz now checks on the runner, holding them on, and Wagner at the base. Hammond takes a look, but returns to his original position. Wagner started moving, but retreats back to the base. So that one's popped up in a foul territory, and Willen can't make the grab. Had it in his glove, but it falls out. A lifeline to Kate Ashby, who stays in after consecutive foul balls now. It's 1-2 still. Pop up near the first base dugout. Willen camped under it, but couldn't haul it in. Still a deep leadoff from Wagner over there at second. He'll take off, but stop as Ashby takes that one upstairs. It's 2-2 now. 2 times in a row now where Wagner's started running the third and then pumped the brakes as the pitch continues to run. Hammond 2 looks over at second. He comes home. Wagner does it again. This one's grounded to short. Yates fields it and gets the throw over to first base in time for out number 1. On the play, Wagner moves 90 feet. He's now at third base. 2 groundouts to short tonight for Kate Ashby. So now next up, Braden Windy. The 8th hitter reached on an error in the third, rather the second, and then struck out in the fourth. First pitch to Windy. Misses away. It's 1-0. 1-0, 1 out. Runner on third in the 7th. Here it is. Another one misses away. Hammond falls behind 2-0 to Windy. Flamingos still with a 4-0 lead. Ground Sloths in danger, though, of tacking one on. Here's the 2-0 to Windy. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch that falls out of the zone. It's 2-1. Hammond chest high set. Here's the 2-1. Flied into foul territory. Willen is under it and catches it this time. Wagner took a couple steps towards home, but retreats back to third, and so there's 2 down now. Similar territory for Willen. Willen on that pop-up. Dropped the first one. This time has no problems with it to retire Windy. And with the Ground Sloths now down to their final out of the game, it's Mason Souter to try and extend it. 0-0. Fastball low and away, 1-0. Yet to reach base. 0 for 2 tonight. 1-0. Off-speed pitch finds the zone. It's 1-1. 0 for 2 tonight is the batter Souter. 1-1. Fastball low that catches the zone, and so the Ground Sloths are down to their final strike of the night. 1-2, 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Runner on third. Here's the pitch. Cold, strike 3. The Prairie Flamingos. It's a shutout victory. 4-0 your final here in Normal. A pitching masterclass by the Flamingos. Conceded only 3 hits all night as they pick up their second win of the season. 4 runs was enough. Picked up 2 in the second. And then 1 in the next 2 innings. An absolute domination by this pitching staff. Martin, Hornke, and Hammond shut the door. Flamingos moved to 2 wins, 1 loss, and a tie on the season. Ground Sloths still searching for that first victory. 0-3-1. Ground Sloths out of the dugout right now in a team huddle. So that wraps up KCL play today. In Game 1, the Blue Caps took down the Bobcats 10-0 via the mercy rule. And tonight, the Flamingos take care of business. 4-0 shutout final. Standings now as follows in the KCL. Bobcats still in first place despite the loss. 3-1 their record. Flamingos regain their position at second place. 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie like we mentioned. That's good over the Blue Caps who picked up their second win of the young season earlier today. 2-2. And the Ground Sloths, like we mentioned, still searching for that first victory. 0-3-1. Thank you for joining us here at the Corn Crib. I'm Oliver Arora. Taylor Hamler got us started in this contest. That'll be all from KCL play today. We'll have some coverage of the final 2 games of the weekend tomorrow. First pitch for the first contest is at 3, and the next one gets underway 30 minutes after. So, saying so long from Normal, Flamingos take down the Ground Sloths 4-0. Have a good night.